Hey, what's up everyone? This is DCSG 81 and today we will look into this new s.h.figuarts Iron Man Mark 85 from the Avengers EndGame. I love it 3000. Okay, so this is it. I believe this is what everyone's been waiting for, at least for me. Very excited to have finally gotten him on hand. I've seen many pictures on the Instagram, it looks very good. So without further ado, let's take a quick look on the box. Okay, there's nothing new with the box. As I mentioned before, if you have been collecting the s.h.figuarts for the Avengers EndGame characters, you will have gotten use of this new pretty new design, the white box design. So it's looking very clean. You can see the figures on the window shell here. Okay, and then there's a representative of the figures on the box. And this time I think they don't use any more images from the movie. They purely use the figure as the pictures. So they have the Tamashii Nation quality stickers here. Okay, Iron Man Mark 85. So this is something different. I like it a lot. It's just a simple, you can see all the Iron Man's poses here. And I believe these are the pictures that you have seen when you are trying to pre-order these figures. Okay, let's open it up now. Okay, so there you have it. This is the figure right out of the box. So let's take a closer look. Okay. Just before you guys get really excited about this figure on how good it is, I'm sorry to say that I'm actually pretty disappointed with this figure. Okay, first look, it's a very nicely built figures. As always, s.h.figuarts have never failed us on the Iron Man so far, except this one, because before I open this up, I have actually saw a lot of reports and poses from people who have already gotten it earlier, especially collectors from Hong Kong. They actually shows that this figure has a lot of paint defects. I'll go through with you guys because just now I take a brief look and I already spotted a few. So it's really I find it's like a rush job, or I'm not sure why, because okay, let's get through it and you'll see what I meant. Okay, so the first look, the helmet is looking very nicely painted. So this is a great job done, as well as the reactor inside. You can really see it's actually transparent, the blue, and you can see what's inside, sculpted inside. And from afar, when you're taking pictures, it really looks like it's glowing. Okay, this is a great job done. But what I'm disappointed is on the gold part especially. So let's take a closer look now. So you can see from here, this part, can you see? There are actually lines here which I don't think it's supposed to have. It's like some it's about the mold, I think, because the mold doesn't seems to be a smooth one. And here you can see again this part, it's like the paint is not dry completely. Okay, and this portion here you can see as well the lines, and here it's like uneven paints. A lot of places. The most obvious one is this two portion. Okay, maybe it's the design of the mold, but it's looking very bad, like there's something just hit on it when the mold is forming. So it have this dent here and here, so it's actually looking pretty bad when it's up close, you can see. Okay, it's mostly on the gold gold portion, and here you can see again. Okay, it doesn't have it here, but here. Okay, so overall it's really on the gold portion, and here you can see that it's uneven, but here is fine. Okay, so these are really I'm not expecting something like this to come from Tamashii Nation. I mean, if it's a bootleg or a fake, then I would have think this is fine, but this is the actual thing, man. I mean, I'm not really expecting something like this, but from afar it actually looks okay. Once you really have it on hand, then these tiny details are actually pretty upsetting to see. I mean, I'm not a very peculiar person, I can overlook some of it, but it's like everywhere on the gold paint. The gold paint is supposed to be what is very different for Mark 85 compared to Mark 50, but it actually showing all the flaws and defects of the paint, which is really sad to see. Okay, so yeah, so this is my gripe on this figure. Otherwise, you can see the red and the silver part is actually all done very well. Just the gold part, which is pretty upsetting, and I hope this is only happen on mine and not yours. But again, I have seen a lot of Hong Kong collectors. They have again, it's not always the same part, it's just different parts, and it's also at the gold portion, and some really look so bad, like it's really like someone messed with it before they put it into the box. Okay, yep. So let's proceed with the articulations. Okay, so for the articulations, I believe it will be very similar to the rest of the Iron Man, but we'll still go through anyway. So you can see the head is actually, you can look down pretty much. There's a ball joint, so he cannot turn 360 degrees, but he doesn't need to. Okay, and the arms, there's a butterfly joint, as you can see. Okay, and can turn 360 degree, of course, and there's a double joint that you can do a V-neck. Okay, there's an arm swivel, of course. Okay, and for the torso, you actually have two joints as always, so you can bend pretty much like this, but there will be a huge gap here. And for the flying pose, you can actually bend up pretty much as well. Okay, and this time they actually make the armor to appear on the inside. I'm not sure if it shows on the camera. Yeah, there's an armor inside, so that even though you open up, it still doesn't look as bad as it's empty inside. Okay, and the leg, there's a, let me see whether for the arms, yep, sorry, I've forgotten this. It has the extra articulation when you pull it down, so you can bend more, you can have more rooms for movement. Okay, same goes for the leg. You can actually pull it down to kick much higher. It's 90 degrees. Okay, I would recommend you to actually do that, not to just turn like this, because it will scrub off the paints. Okay, and the leg, as usual, you have the double joint as well, same as the arms, so it's a V. Okay, and the leg is actually very tight, the joint here. And yeah, someone actually pointed out to me, which I didn't notice previously, that all the Iron Mans, I believe it's all the Iron Mans that has been released so far, they have a die cast leg, which I just feel it, and it's true, because it's very heavy. You can feel that the leg is the heavy part. So yep, so you're actually paying more for each Iron Man, but I just noticed there's a value here, which is a die cast leg that allows him to stand pretty much easier, more sturdy, because of the weight of the die cast. Okay, so it's a real good piece here. Okay, and there's a toe hinge which doesn't turn much. Yep, I think mine is stuck somehow. yeah, so it doesn't really turn much. So I'll take a look into the Mark 50 later and see if it has the same design for the foot. I believe it is lah. Okay, so yep. And another thing that I take note is to see whether it have the same problem as the previous Mark 50, whereby the arms doesn't go side by side. It's always like this, you know. But this one, I think they fixed the problem. Yeah, it doesn't have that problem. The arm syndrome. Yep. So it's looking very good. I think they noticed that. Okay. So let's go into the accessories. Okay, so for the accessories, there's nothing much I can show it right to you from the box. I'm not going through the blast effect because it comes with every single Iron Man that has ever been released, except for Nano. I'm not sure whether Nano Weapon Set 2 have the same effects. I think there is. I need to find out again. But this basically comes up with all the Iron Mans like Mark 2 to Mark 7 and then 46, you know, they all have the same blast effect. 2 for the arms, 2 for the legs, and 2 is for when you are shooting out the attack from the hands. But I do notice there's one thing that is extra with this Mark 85, which is you can see the previous Mark 50, it comes with a fisted hand, of course, and then with the relaxed hand, with the karate chops hand, and also one hand is for shooting the blast effect, whereby you have the pegs. Okay, this one for you to join, put in the effects, the blast effect. But this one actually comes with another set of hands. I believe is this one. This is something extra. It's something like he's trying to hold on to something. So at first I thought this is the relaxed hand, but there's another relaxed hand here. Okay, so I'll show it to you guys. I'll compare it to you guys. So this is the relaxed hand on my right. Okay, and this hand does have some sculpted. You can see it's like he's trying to hold on to something, grab onto something. Or is this supposed to be the one where he before he do the final snap, right? It does have some similarity of that, but it doesn't have the infinity stone up here, of course, which I do hope they give. But the way the arm is sculpted, it seems like it's something like, you know, before he say I'm Iron Man, that he do the snap, you know. Okay, so this is something extra. Better than nothing. Yeah. So other than that, it's pretty standard. They didn't give him any extra armor or extra weapons or anything like that. Okay, yep. So let's get to the size comparison. Okay, so for the first comparison, of course, I believe you guys want to see his comparison with Mark 50. So I have the original Mark 50 here, of course, with the Takara Tomy set A and set B, as well as the maniple head. And this is the Mark 50 Nano Weapon Set 2. Okay, so it's of course the scale is pretty much the same, except for this one with the Takara Tomy, of course, is higher. And I have actually checked on the leg just now. It's true that it's a die cast as well. It's very heavy. So yeah, I didn't notice that earlier on when I was doing all the Iron Man review. I didn't even notice that's a die cast. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so next I will have him to be compared side by side with the older armors of Iron Man. So this is Iron Man Mark 4 with the new multiple Tony Stark, the younger version of Tony Stark head. And then we have Mark 46 here from Civil War. And right up next we have the Captain America from the Avengers EndGame. This is the s.h.figuarts, as well as this one is from the Marvel Legends, the Walmart exclusive Captain America. I think they call this the worthy versions of him. Yep, so you can see that the Marvel Legend actually scale pretty well with the Iron Man from s.h.figuarts. And right up next, we have Ronin from s.h.figuarts, as well as the Endgame Thanos is also from the s.h.figuarts. Okay, so right up next, we have the s.h.figuarts Doctor Strange, of course, with the custom cape and the head. The head is actually from Nota. You can see my review right up here. And also this cape is actually from CJ Sim. Okay, then we have the s.h.figuarts Infinity War Black Panther, and the head is actually from Marvel Legend. I think it's the Black Panther wave or something. And next we have the God of Thunder, Thor from s.h.figuarts Infinity War, as well as the Mesco Thor from the Ragnarok. So you can see, I think the Mesco one actually scaled pretty bad, a little bit better, because he's supposed to be pretty well built, and also he should tower over the Iron Man. But for this Thor, he's just about the same height, maybe just slightly taller. This just looks better in my own opinions. And lastly, how can we forget his favorite disciples, Tom Holland as Spider-Man. This is the homemade suit from s.h.figuarts. Of course, the head is from Manipul. And then this is the latest, I think quite new, from Marvel Legend. Is also for the Homecoming Spider-Man. Yep, so you can see that they both scale pretty well, but I kind of like the size of this a little bit more, because he's supposed to be a teenager, so he should be smaller than him. Yep. Okay, so for the final verdict for this guy here, sorry to say that I'm going to give him a very low score, because of all the defects or the uneven paint that I showed you guys earlier. Is really, I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker, but to an Iron Man fans like me, like myself, I've been collecting quite a number of Iron Man armor. This is really one of the first with the bad paints that I've ever seen. Maybe the previous one do have a little bit, but I believe it's not as many and not as obvious as this one that I show you guys. It does have a very good design, and unfortunately I think the gold paint just kind of ruined it for me. Yeah, maybe to some of you guys you are okay with it. I also hope that I'm okay with it, but the more I look at it, I mean, I just find it a bit heartache to acknowledge all these uneven paints, or you know, some paint scrub here. This is the worst one. Okay, so yep, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, due to the paint defects, as well as the lack of accessories, as everyone expected. I'm not expecting s.h.figuarts to give us an unmasked Tony Stark head. Neither am I asking for a better damage, which I really hope for, but I know that that's not the Tamashii Nation style to give us a better damage kind of thing. But at least maybe give us a interchangeable arms with the you know, the Infinity Stone on it. Yeah, I don't think that's too much to ask for. And also the what he have on his back when he's fighting on the last battle with Pepper Potts as the rescue armor. Yeah, I think that would really be great, just to have that piece. And yeah, I know what most of you would have hoped for is to for me to do you know, trials whether the one from Mark 50 Nano Weapon Set 2 works on it. But I don't want to drag this video for too long, because I'll have it on another video. This one will be purely on the review for this guy. So my next video will see the comparison of him with Mark 50. Let's see what's the improvement, and also the of course the Nano Weapon sets to be tried on him, as well as the Takara Tony set A and B, and see whether it can fit on him. And lastly, I think everyone been hoping for is the head swap of the maniples on him. So that will be all on my next video. So this for this video, it will be purely just a review. I hope you guys like video like this, and comments if you want to know more about this Mark 85. And I also hope that you will subscribe to my channel, because I have new video up every day, about at least every week. Okay, So until then, I'll speak to you real soon. Bye.